Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful story. It's about family, about success, and what happens when that success leads to a major conflict. It all comes down to a single choice, a choice that pits what you can see right in front of you against what you believe. And this right here is the heart of the problem. You can just feel the tension in that plea, can't you? It's from a leader who sees everything he's built with his family about to get torn apart. This one line just shows you how high the stakes are before the big decision is even on the table. So, who are we talking about here? Well, you've got Abram, kind of the head of the family, and his nephew, Lot. These two have been on this journey together, building everything they have, side by side. But here's the twist. The very thing they worked for, their incredible success, is about to become their biggest problem. You see, this isn't a problem of not enough. It's a problem of way too much. Both Abram and Lot are wildly successful. We're talking herds of animals, silver, gold, they have it all. But ironically, all this shared wealth is exactly what's starting to drive a wedge between them. And I want you to just try and picture the sheer scale of this. This isn't some minor squabble over a backyard fence. Their operations, their teams, their livestock. It's all so massive that they're literally bursting at the seams. And that's the kicker. The land itself, the very resource that's supposed to support them, just can't handle both of them anymore. They've simply gotten too big to share the same space. So the trouble doesn't even start at the top. It starts with their crews. You've got Abram's people and Lot's people, and they're fighting over the basics. Grazing land, water, the stuff you need to survive. And this puts all the pressure back on the leaders, Abram and Lot. They have to do something. So how does Abram handle this? I mean, he could pull rank, right? He's the uncle, the senior partner. But instead of laying down the law, he offers something, well, it's pretty radical. It's a proposal designed not for profit, but purely for peace. Just let this sink in for a second. Abram basically lays a blank map on the table and tells his nephew, the whole world is in front of us. You pick first. You go left, I'll go right. You go right, I'll go left. He gives up all his leverage, all his authority, because the relationship matters more to him than the real estate. Okay, put yourself in Lot's shoes. You've just been handed the ultimate choice, the power to pick your own future, your own land, with absolutely no catch. The entire landscape is yours for the choosing. So, what do you look for? What's going to guide your decision? And this is it, the big moment, the turning point of the whole story. And for Lot, the decision that's going to change his life forever boils down to one simple thing: what looked good. What he could see, right here, right now. And wow, what a view it must have been. The story describes it as lush, green, full of water. Basically, a paradise. It was the obvious choice, the practical one. It looked like a guaranteed win. I mean, who wouldn't pick that? It's a no-brainer. And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? You see the two mindsets crystal clear. Lot goes for the immediate, visible reward, that beautiful, well-watered plain right next to the happening cities. Abram, on the other hand, is left with the land of Canaan. His path isn't defined by what he can see, but by a promise he's holding on to. It's the tangible versus the intangible. And then the narrator just drops this little bombshell on us. This tiny piece of foreshadowing completely changes how we see Lot's perfect choice. What looked like paradise on the surface was sitting right on top of a ticking time bomb. That beautiful view was hiding a really deep, really dangerous problem. And just like that, the choice is made. Lot heads off to his green valley, and Abram stays behind. They part ways, and from this one moment, their lives split onto two totally different tracks, and it all goes back to that single decision. Now look where Lot ends up. He doesn't just settle somewhere in the area. The text is really specific. He pitches his tents near Sodom. He moves right up to the edge of a place that, well, had a reputation. And there it is, the hidden price tag on Lot's choice, spelled out plain and simple. His decision, based only on what looked good, led him to become neighbors with people who were, let's just say, profoundly wicked. Yeah, the grass was greener for his flocks, but the neighborhood, it was toxic. And what about Abram? His situation is described so simply. He lived in the land of Canaan. He just stayed. He took what was left. It's such a quiet, powerful contrast to Lot's big move toward the city lights. So you might be thinking, Abram got the short end of the stick here, right? Well, not so fast, because what looked like a loss was actually setting him up for something incredible. Giving up the best land was the very thing that opened the door to a promise he couldn't have imagined. And you gotta pay attention to the timing here because this is key. This amazing conversation happens after Lot is gone. It was Abram's generous, peacemaking choice that directly led to this brand new vision, this incredible promise. And wow, what a promise it is. Abram is told to look around, not just at one valley, but in every single direction. He's promised the very thing he just gave away, land. But he's also promised something so much bigger, a legacy that will last forever, and more descendants than he could ever count, like the dust of the earth. He traded a short-term gain for a long-term generational vision. So how does Abram react to that news? He doesn't just throw a party. He moves, he settles down, and he builds an altar. It's an act of worship. It's him putting a stake in the ground and saying, okay, I believe you. I'm all in on this promise. Which really brings it all back to us, doesn't it? When you find yourself at a crossroads, what do you trust? Do you go with what you can see right in front of you? The easy, obvious choice that looks like a sure thing? Or do you trust in something deeper? A promise, a path of faith that might not be as clear in the moment, but could lead somewhere so much greater?